Alright, back for another stream. So looking here, looks like we have some tasty red options. So we have Free Jam Regent as a definite option. Norm Renegade is not bad. It's a pretty good option actually. Death Touch, counters, it's fine. I really like picking an early Aether Chaser. It's a good common, and so is Chandra's Revolution. However, I think the winner has to go to the Free Jam Regent. I guess there's also the Final Chorality, because being able to put it out with Improvise, I think this pushes it more towards a blue-red or a black-red strategy. I think green deceptively doesn't really need artifacts, but still, actually playing a 4/4 for 6 in a green-based aggressive deck as a finisher is not bad. I think that as a flyer and a pump, this is definitely where we want to be. And followed up immediately by Hungry Flames. Hungry Flames is a great follow-up. Monstrous Onslaught is very good. Daring Demolitions is good. The noteworthy commons are Defiant Salvager. Perilous Predicament is an interesting card that I don't really like. But I think Hungry Flames is definitely the right direction here. Not just because we're already in red. I think if it was a split, maybe Daring Demolitions, but there's something to be said about one less mana, one cheaper, and instant. Oh wow, you know, I think I like this. This is the third pack. We're getting a Chandra's Revolution. So in keeping with the red colors, I think I would first prioritize different things I would feel are in red. I like Welder's Automaton as an early game, and as well as a finisher. Destructive Tampering just lost me 2 games in a row, so it definitely is very powerful. Just completely wrecking a board stall. But Chandra's Revolution is just good old-fashioned removal. Having a 3-drop and a 4-drop removal is really, really good. If I didn't have Chandra's Revolution and I was looking to push into another color, I think I might take the Wind Kin Raiders, because I think the deck I would want to build this in is a blue-red improvise style deck where I get early artifacts and with large flyers. But I think Chandra's Revolution is definitely a good pickup here. So if the flyer comes back, I think I'd definitely be interested in it. So here we're presented with some options here. So Gremlin Infestation, I think, is a mixed card. I think if you have artifacts, it on paper seems really, really good. And it's just being able to lock down an artifact and put pressure. But I feel like by definition, it's not putting as much pressure as you want. So we have a couple options. Lifecraft Cavalry puts us in green. Narm's Renegade is actually really good. But as before, we might not get as many artifacts to push us in that direction. But I am kind of tempted by the novelty of red-green. I mean, to pick up a Renegade and just being very, very aggressive. Or just to pick up a Trampler. Trampler is just really, really good. Or we could go Dawnfeather Eagle, which I think is where I'm going to end up leaning, just so we have a lot more aggressive flyers. And I find that I almost always pick up the first Dawnfeather Eagle I see. So here we're presented with some different options. Following in the line of red, we can pick up Gear Smasher. A Servo Schematic is a possibility. Not as actually, this is not as aggressive. Stream Leopard, if we had picked up the red card, if we had picked up the green card, the green Trampler, I think that definitely would definitely be the pick. I think actually what we might pick up here is just a Renegade map. You don't often see these go this late. I think this is only the 5th pick, but still I feel like a lot of things get taken here. And I think the Renegade map adds some good fixing that we can kind of fudge into a 3rd color if we need to. So So the question here is, do we want to move? So I'm not seeing many artifacts. So we're looking into pushing to one color or another. So we had the Lifecraft Cavalry option again. We could pick up the green. It's a good trampler. We have a lot of late game finish. We could go with Audacious Inventor, which I don't especially feel fond of. We're going to black. Black definitely gives a lot of early aggression that we can finish off. I think the Dawnfeather Eagle is worth splashing since we got the Renegade map, so we can go any of these different directions. I think I might end up taking the Lifecraft Cavalry. Huh. So now we're getting all these different arguments of kind of moving back in a different direction. So if we just went with the improvise, ideally I'd like to stick with red cards, but since I'm looking outside the box at different things. We have 3 good red removal, and I'm kind of fishing back between what color I want to go into. So if we were going straight improvise, we could just pick up the Bastion Inventor and call it a day. Which I think I'm going to try to do. So now our bases are covered. We have 3 different colors we can go, and we can splash into any one of these. Put these 3 all here. Still no red. Red is drying up. I think I still stay because red has just 3 really good colors. It's just a question of what I'm pushing myself into. So I think if I'm committing to the fact that I'd like blue, I'm going to start picking up some more of the blue cards. So the Implement of Examination is good to have, and then I'm just going to have to start picking up some early artifact creatures and just kind of move on from there. So I think this is the original. This isn't our original pack. This is not. So we could pick up a late Gremlin Infestation. Other options are Implement of Combustion, which feeds our improvise. Actually, maybe I'll pick up the Universal Solvent here. And then here I'll pick up the Frontline Rebel. So I think I'm definitely focusing on trying to get some artifacts, trying to see if I can pick up like 1 or 2 other blue payoffs cards. So here's an interesting question here. Whirl of Invention, improvise, search your library for an artifact cost X, shuffle onto the battlefield. Now that we have something that good, Dispersal Technician is interesting. I think we take the Disruptive Tampering here. Prize Fire don't want. We could maybe play this. At this point, we're very into red, and we have some artifacts. So the priority is going to be getting more of those artifacts. And maybe switching. So going to pack 2, we could pick up Pia's Revolution. So a non-token artifact in your graveyard from the battlefield. Return that card to your hand unless target opponent has Pia's Revolution has 3 deal to him or her. So if we're getting a lot of artifacts for improvise, we can use this on things like Implement of Examination to just cycle through these smaller implements and force them to pay things. Another option is to go green, put in the Cavalry, and get the Outlandish Boar, and just some good value. Or the Treasure Keeper, which I really do like Treasure Keeper. I think what I'd like to try to pursue is running Pia's Revolution and seeing if this ends up being something that's worthwhile. And just find ways of sacking and keeping artifacts on the field. So this is another interesting thought. Non-artifact spells you cast have improvise. This could definitely be an interesting way of enacting improvise. I think that it's a little far-fetched for what we're trying to do. I think pick up another Chandra's Revolution is a good pickup here. And then looking for other smaller artifact creatures along the way. So, no 2-drops, which I kind of wish I could see more 2-drops. I The siege modification definitely would make us a very aggressive, but I think I either need a creature or a combat trick here. So I need more things that are going on. And blue is definitely drying up, so maybe I go into a different color, but I think Invigorated Rampage definitely pushes us over the top. And I need to find some good 2-drops. I'll take the Gear Smash just because it goes well with Pia's Revolution. Causes us to trigger things. What? There's a Riskar's Expertise. This late, is that enough for me to push over? I actually don't like this card. I played with it once. I think the idea of drawing that many cards and getting a big thing is really impressive, but I think that it doesn't do enough to the board state to really make a difference. Like the blue one, you pick up 3 creatures and you throw them away. Like that's game changing. This is just like, hey, if you're behind, you're screwed. Maybe you get to play a card, maybe to draw some cards. That's about it. I might want to look to pick up more of these Foundry Assemblers. Another Chandra's Revolution. No, I have so much removal here, but I just don't have any creatures. I don't have much blue either, so maybe I'm just not getting... Maybe these Verdant Automatons seem to just be going into my deck. Alright, so the third Chandra's Revolution, or pick up an Offspray, or pick up maybe a Defiant Salvager. I say we pick up... Yeah, I'm flip-flopping again to these different things. Bastion Inventor's not working out. Let's try seeing if maybe we can get the Automaton. Let's pick up the Defiant Salvager. Oh, this flip-flopping is murdering me. Alright, so another Dawnfeather Eagle, but we just don't have creatures. We really just kind of need creatures to push through. So let's just home in on the Dawnfeather Eagle, put everything aside and say I have good removal, and we're going white. Okay, so I can make some of these decisions a little easier now. So do I need another? I'm gonna take the 2-drop here. So I just need 2 drops. Need 2 mana creatures. There we go. Welder Automaton. It's excellent. Do I have destructive tampering? I do. So we'll take this implement. It's pretty lame, all things considered. But we have little tiny synergies that we can kind of work with here. Sure, might end up taking the Automaton just in case. So little synergies end up lying in. Excuse me. Alright, so here's where kind of the little synergies is. If we can get the Pia's Revolution down, then all of our artifacts kind of have like a pseudo buyback. So we can put a lot of pressure in. Dawnfeather Eagles are great finishers. So we have 3 really good late game finishers. And if we can lay out some early creatures, then we can really put some pressure down. And then just kind of win off of the anthems. Implement Solvent isn't great, but it's card draw. It'd be interesting to go back and kind of see, there's another fun synergy with the Renegade map. You can tap it, sacrifice it, and then they have to decide, do we want to let them get in our land or take 3 damage? So if you can put enough pressure down and then just start dumping out these artifacts, you can really make a case that they're just not going to be able to handle it. Rashmi, Eternal Crafter, not interested. I think we can go for the Quicksmith Genius here. Reckless Fireweaver isn't bad, because with all these artifacts, we'll just start piling on some extra damage. Fireforge or Puzzle Knot isn't bad. I think the Eager Construct is where we want to be for now, though. Because I do want some earlier 2-drops. You know, I'll take the Genius. The Genius is good. That's the filter back and forth. So here's a Veteran Motorist. I'll happily take a Veteran Motorist. Unlicensed Disintegration is good. Propeller Pioneer is good. But I kind of just want to fill out the lower end of this curve now. Maybe get rid of some of these things like Solvent or Implemented Improvement. Maybe get some more artifacts in here. So let's see, little synergies I can do. I don't really have any. This deck doesn't have Dynavolt Tower. So the options here are I could run off the Dynavolt Tower, which I don't think I have nearly enough spells for. I don't have nearly enough energy for, so that's pretty much a no. Do Cogworker's Puzzle Knot, which actually works pretty well with the Quicksmith Genius, Pia's Resolution, and all of the two different improvised. So Cogworker's Puzzle Knot wins out over Thriving Orbs. Authority of the Consoles is an interesting idea. But I think a better pickup ends up being the Cobra. The Cobra is basically the same as the Welder Automaton. The 2-1 anthems well with the Dawnfeather, allows me to improvise out this, although the improvise might not be as important as just the hey, it's an artifact that can come back. Eddy Trailhawk is actually not a bad idea, just to kind of get some stuff in the air that gets through. I think we're going to kind of rely on this destructive tampering to push that agenda. So let's get the Cobra out there. Well, Cobra versus Trusted Companion. Trusted Companion can attack through some things. I think we'll take the Cobra. Trusted Companion or Cobra. Take the Companion. Toolcraft Exemplar. Alright, so here's some interesting decisions. This Toolcraft Exemplar works really well in our deck. First strike 1-1, revoke privileges, though. Well, we have Hungry Flames and the Chandra's Revolutions. And I think the Toolcraft Exemplar fits better for what we're trying to do. Revoke privileges is going to be good. But I don't think it synergizes well with what we're trying to do. And maybe we'll get another revoke privileges along the line. So, options are Cathartic Reunion, Glensleeve Arson, Gear Shift Ace, and Captured by the Console. Gear Shift, we have no vehicles, so we don't get that benefit. It's just a 2-1 first strike, which is good. We actually don't have a lot of combat. We have one combat trick. So it might be worth picking another one if we see one. I think we pick up the Artisan here, just because it gives us another artifact. I like Ace, but I kind of want to go more on this artifact push. I think the Wayward Giant comes in here. Maybe we take out the Foundry Assembler. This Giant at this point is more of a finisher, and it can do more for us. Inspired Charge is also just very good. I actually would kill for Inspired Charge in a certain sense. I just kind of have these 2 Dawnfeather Eagles, but maybe we need another, we have the whole just push through damage, we have the whole more push through damage, maybe another Inspired Charge is better than the Wayward Giant, but I think I'll take the Giant. Alright, so here, Spire-Sided Infiltrator, here comes Tats, it deals 1 damage. Not as interested as much as the artifact synergy that has to offer here. Ooh, another interesting question. So we go back to, wow, no one wanted Rash Me. That's interesting. I'm totally not Googling up how much Ash for me is. I totally am. Totally not worth it. Ear or Reckless. Go with Reckless. And we'll grab a torch. And we'll get a stash. And we'll get an Anthem. And sure. And Union. It was not bad. Alright, so activate abilities. Does this do anything? No. Blurp goes away. So let's see what we don't want. Maybe I should have taken that 2-drop. I'm starting to think that that 2-drop might have been a good idea. But we'll see. So we have the Automaton. It's just a 1/1 artifact enabler. Which is fine. Puzzle Knot, Torch Gauntlet are good. Solvent I don't really quite need. You know, maybe I just take out this Pia's Revolution and just run with, hey, I'm an aggressively curved deck with Inspired Charge. And I don't need all these. I have some artifact stuff that will help me get out, but I'm only really trying to push out my giant dragon dude. I can get that at normal time anyway. I still have stuff like the map. And I don't need this. I can. Where is that map? And game map. And take out the Torch Gauntlet. Let's see, Torch Gauntlet, First Strike. That's the only First Strike I have. I don't even know if I like this Aether Inspector. Let's take him out. Take out, well, okay, so 27 right now. Maybe I take out Torch Gauntlet and I put in the Catharic Reunion. Pitch a couple lands, draw some more things. I'm pretty going wide here anyway. I have some alright creature removal and Anthem. Add lands, 16 lands plus a renegade map. Pretty aggressive, no. Pretty aggressive curve into very large flying monstrosity. Alright, I think this is what we're going to do. So see you in match 1 video.